So back to the Chaim. See if we can actually finish this today. Back to the Chaim in Ben Sarah. So the first move we made yesterday was, and again, just to review the question to make sure everyone understands. The question is why is there a different standard of bedika by Malkus versus Misa? By Malkus, what happens? By Malkus, it's not a complete bedika, so to speak. They just testify that the kid was of the right age, and then he gets his Malkus. But by the Misa Ben Sarah, so what happens? They do a full bedika to make sure that the hair has not covered the gid. Right? So the question is why, what's bothering the Kesef Mishnah is why do you have this distinction? Okay? So what's the first answer? What's the first move he makes? Right, what's his first move? So the first step he takes is that he wants to say the reason why we give Misa to the Ben Sarah is because he is a Ben Sarah, so to speak. Meaning that everything that's part of all the different pratim that have to do with Ben Sarah, his age, the crime, etc., all those things are there to define him as a gavra who's a Ben Sarah. But as Rochaim puts it, he gives him the shame. He is now defined as a Ben Sarah. Okay? And that person is the person you kill. If he runs away, right, what happens if he runs away before the Gemar Din? If he runs away before the Gemar Din, what happens?
If he grows older, then he's supposed to.
Right, why?
He's no longer...
Right, that element is missing, okay? But by Malkus, what do you get Malkus for? It's no different than any other Malkus. You get Malkus for something you did. Now, in order to evaluate Rechaim and Malkus or something you did, what do you have to do? You have to check how old is he, etc. Right? But that's not defining who he is, it's defining what he did. Okay? Alright. Let's finish up that first paragraph, and then we'll take what he's saying and just give it a little more legs. Okay? Alright. Ulufizeh, it's in the. I have a different format here, but it says Ulufizeh Yesh Lomar.
We're regressing in the.
Just start from there.
Ulufizeh Yesh Lomar. The dafka b'achiev misu during the impake of sakin achgaf v'nasi yishtani dino umifra.
Right, but nasa ish slowly. Gotta go slow. Okay. So what he's saying is that based on his initial distinction between the Shem ben Sarah versus trying to figure out if he did the Meiser or not, if he's Chayev, right? He's saying in that distinction, only by the Chiyuv Misa do we say that if he was Mekiv Zaken, right, and then he becomes an Ish, right, meaning he's no longer Ben Sarah, Ishtani Dino Miftar, right?
Right. Mishum Davi Din on Etzim Chiyuv Misa Shalom, because this din is said in the Etzim Chiyuv of Misa.
Right, of his Misa.
Of his Misa. The Ish Ein of Din Ben Sarah, HaChayev Misa, that right. He's not an Ish who's in the Sarmar though.
Because an Ish can't be. In other words, that he's driving home you got to understand what he's doing here. He's driving home a distinction between the idea of the Shem ben Sarmar versus Malkus, which is going to answer Malkus in a second. By the Shem ben Sarmar, there's Ish, there's man, and then there's the ben Sarmar. When he's not a man, he's in this special category.
Right.
You understand? So that's why he's relying on Ishtani. But the point is that he's saying that when it comes to Misa, right, Misa only applies to the person who has the Shem ben Sarah. Once he's an Ish, he can't have the Shem ben Sarah. Masha'en
Kain.
The Malkus.
Low number Klaushim din im hiya Ish Katan. Never said anything about being an Ish or Katan. Im came Mela the Lo Chashav Ishtani Dina Bezesh Nasat Ish. Of course, it doesn't matter if he changes to become an Ish now. Dila Inyan din Ishtani Dina Binan Shi din Be'etzim Chiyav Malkus.
Correct. In other words, the idea of Ishtani Din
has to be Ishtani Din of something that made Chiyav Malkus.
Bingo. Okay.
Grama, but something that's just
it's causally related.
Right.
Okay. In other words, it's a cause. Bingo, a prereq to Malkus, right?
You can't say that it's Din changed to be Potter.
Right.
Well, Cain Zehul Shehesh Medram Lin Chiyav Malkus. And that's why the Ram left it out for Chiyuv Malkus that we check him. The Malkus Sagi V'digas Eidim Mishas Yisrael, because Malkus is just enough to make sure that Eidim knew when they made us Ra.
Right.
Shuvlo Ichbas, it doesn't matter to us. Hikav Zakin Atachton Lo if anything changed. Barak Begamar Din the Misa only by Mistim Hikav Zakin Atachton Mifter Yipater. Because that is what creates the chiyuv misa. Lahachi the pasuk sham ravam the polkino. So we check them when commotion is.
Okay, so I'll explain what that is right now. Okay, in other words, let's take a step back. Let's get out the old board. Let me ask you, what's he doing here? The last part you just read. What's he saying? So the objective now is to take the break. This is what he has to do. He has to take the breakdown of Maisa versus Shem ben Sar Moreh and now relate it to the Bedika. Okay? So when it comes to Bedika, okay, what do we say by Malkus and what do we say by Misa? He's shown you categorically how they're different. We got to take one more step. Okay? The age of the kid. Okay? In other words, if you want to relate this to how the halacha works, what's the age of the kid here versus the age of the kid here? How does it relate? In other words, the age of the kid relates to Malkus how versus relates to Misa how? You were kind of saying it before.
Oh, the age of the kid relates to Malkus and Misa in a causative relationship. And
Okay.
relates to Malkus as a prerequisite.
Okay, good. No, so right. Okay, so and that's an important final step. What he's saying is that if you apply, just follow this. If you apply this, okay, to the actual pratim he's talking about, meaning age. Let's say, for example, right. So what you have to say is like this. Here, the age is a prereq. Okay. All right, meaning that we need to determine. The age is a factor in determining whether or not he's chayv malchus.
But not the actual.
Right. In other words, it's a factor. Factor. That's the best word to use. Okay. It's a factor in determining is he chayv malchus.
Extra.
Fine. That's okay. But here, he's not saying it's a factor. What's he saying?
It's part of the actual.
It's part of who he is.
Right.
In other words, age here is part of him. Okay. You understand? That's like he's doing back with Ish and Ben. Wait, can you read that?
No. Did you just do that purposely?
What?
Is a part of him?
Is.
The factor is a part of him. You said the top one is part of him, and the bottom one is a part of him.
Right.
You actually just wait. You
I pulled a line.
You
yeah.
that purposely.
Probably.
Because you're going to get mocked by me already next time.
So what's the point here? The point is that here, right? Those pratim are simply there to determine whether he's chayv or not, and here the pratim are there to determine who he is. Okay, you can't know who he is without the pratim. Pratim make him into the ben Sar Moreh.
Which creates a chiyuv.
A misa. Right, correct. Okay, and then the misa emerges. Okay. So this isn't a bad. I mean,
in the beginning of the parak, Sham over there, reading the Habisat today, that we would have thought to give you that shame so for Nareg, Gam Kat and Chai.
okay, whoa. So what's so amazing what he's doing right now?
Taking the Havamina.
Okay, so that's why you guys don't understand. I emphasize that all the time. Havaminas, even though we don't paskin or don't learn that way, are critical in conceptual understanding. Because you see, Rav Chaim now is going to use the fact that the Gemara proposed something, which it rejects. But if it proposed it, that proposition must fit into the normative halachic system for it to work. And he's going to show you this Havamina will not work with what he said before. But it's a Havamina.
Why can that be the Maskana?
So he says, so there's a Havamina, say what? The Keva the Al Shem Sofo Nera Gam Katan Chayav. Oh, what does that mean? Remember what I told you guys before. What makes Ben Sar Moreh? One of the, probably there's no halacha like this. Okay, it's one aspect of it, and it's Al Shem Sofo Nerag. What's Al Shem Sofo Nerag? Al Shem Sofo Nerag. He's cuckoo? What does that mean? Okay, which means what? What's he being killed for?
To prevent him killing others in the future.
Right, okay, so in other words, he's being killed for something he hasn't done. Okay? So what's the Hamina therefore in the Gemara? Right, in other words, since it's Al Shem Sofo, right? So then
to call earlier.
Yeah, exactly. No, right. No, the katan will be chayiv as well. Okay, katan. The Gemara teases us with the possibility that Ben Sar Moreh could even apply to someone underneath bar mitzvah. Why does it be 13? It could be 10, right? Why? Al Shem Sofo.
You're not getting killed for any particular act.
Right, exactly. You know, since you're taking him out of the system of Maisa, right? So then all bets are off. Okay. Why is that a kasha for him? Yeah, well, just make sure you understand that step. You understand? You understand?
Well, let's see it.
What?
Let's see it.
So far.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're going to say Chi Malkus does not stem from being a Ben Sar Moreh, is just a Chayiv Lav.
Here comes the move.
Right.
So how could you ever tolerate a possibility? Okay. This is the key move. How do you ever tolerate a possibility that a katan could be defined as a Ben Sar Moreh? Why? Because we know when it comes to if you treat this malchus, okay, and remember that's a key thing for his thing, for his move. He wants to say this isn't determining a Shem Ben Sar Moreh. This is like every other malchus, And by every chiyuv malchus, what do you have to do? There's certain prerequisites, right? So in Isser A, there's prerequisites 1, 2, 3. In Ben Saramor, it's A, B, C, right? So if you want to say it's like every other malchus, there's only one problem. By every malchus, what can't he be? A katan. Okay, so you can't therefore treat this like every other malchus.
It can't be something from the
Right. You understand? You have to understand that step. Okay, this is the move, the transition. Okay. What Chaim's saying is that you can't play, and this is if you want to be intellectually honest. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but anyway,
some good intellectual bullying. There we
so
go.
you can't say that there's an exception to malchus that will tolerate the katan ben saramora. That you can't say. You can't say such a thing. What you have to say is that malchus is malchus, and we know katan can be there. But look what he's doing. He's building a kasha based on a havamina. We don't pass it that way. But he said the havamina can never be tolerated if malchus actually meant what he thought it meant. So therefore, it must mean something else. Inside, you can already intuit where he's going, because he's going to have to say that everything's related to the Shem ben Saramor. He's going to have no choice. Now that helps you, because that means the Malchus is unique to ben Saramor. It's not the universal Malchus. It's the special owner set up just for this case. But then you have a problem. But you're still, right, except for one problem. Then he requires the same Badika for both.
But if a cutting gets
Okay? So he's going to have to work within this system to figure out how to still create a differentiation.
The exception is not Malchus.
This is the
Badika.
But the Badika is related to Malchus. You can't just say that. Hello, Katan Labar Onshinhu.
Third line of the second paragraph. Imkain alo katan la baronchenu. Imiftamiyam malchus. He should be potter mamanashov malchus.
Right.
Male the lobatina and sarmar katan. Of course, you wouldn't have a ben sarmar katan. Talking that you can be a havamin in the Gemara.
Correct.
Dayin and asman sarmar actually al katlila, because one of the prerequisites for being a ben sarmar is malchus. And if malchus, what? Oh, that's not true.
What?
Prerequisite for ben sarmar can't be malchus if ben sarmar causes malchus.
Well, just keep going.
Because except for Yisro, so they will make a malchus.
Right. Ella. Okay. Like we just said,
Right.
the shame.
Ben Sarmar who should garn the chiyuv malchus.
So right. So again, it's both related to the shame and sarmar. Okay. And the same Ishtana Dina would apply, meaning that if he turns out that he had Sa'aros covering the Gid, right?
His din should change.
His din should change. Okay.
top.
Okay. So we're right back to where we started. Okay. So now, Achei Nira.
Nera is that MS the gam chiyuv malchus umidim and sarmar.
So he's not trying to fight that. So he agrees. You're right. Malchus also comes from the Shem ben Sarmar. Okay.
Atzim Shem ben Sarmar. And those are totally in the Atzim Shem ben Sarmar.
Another key line, by the way. Atzem Shem ben. Okay.
Oh,
All right. No, totally be'etzem Shem ben Sarmar. Uchedim Misa so, and it's just like Misa. Okay, just like Misa. Umemela. He's not helping us yet.
Right. Umemela to be eating gam and malchus kol hanach tnayim to be in Misa.
Right. So again, is he helping us yet? No. So far, what he showed you is that you're right. They're exactly the same. All right. They're exactly the same. But then if that were the case, we're back to where we started. So, aval. Here comes the move.
Nira. The kol ha-parsha shenever ben sarmar, the ben below ish below av. All the details of kul tonight. All details the ben sarmar of the ben sarmar. Al chiyuv misa kaima.
Achi misa kaima.
They only go on chiyuv misa.
Right. V'allahu dinamar.
Allahu dinamar kol yisod din shem ben sar. And on chiyuv misa was said all the din of ben sarmar.
The yisod din shem ben sarmar. What does yisod din mean? Literally, the foundation of the law. Now, what does that mean? I don't know yet. But he's telling you something here. He's saying when it comes to misa, the yisod din of all the halachas applies to misa, but
Practically malchus on bakra to be aisro. So hello nemar al zeh ben sarmar shu ben sarmar l'chiyav misa.
okay. So what's the malchus going on?
The malchus going on being a ben sarah who will be chayav misa.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
L'zeu shechayv etar malchus, and this is why the Torah gave you malchus. Al shir kach any hachal chasa. The ishtani din ishtani kadle adayin chaluk. There's on the halacha of if your din changes, so does your misa. That is still separate. Din misa shel ben saramar, din malchus shlo, from the din misa ben saramar to the din of lashes. The dafkel in chiyuv misa only by any chay misa. The baha hare nemer ikar din batnai shel ben below avalo, which in the chiyuv misa it said the ikar din of not being a father or a man. Al kain shaper damrinan the kishanasa avarish nishtana din. Of course, then when he becomes an avarish and he doesn't have a gemara din yet, his din will change. Masha'enkin l'nichi of malchus the ikar dino lav b'shem ish vav tali. The ikar din of malchus is not being ish or nav.
And again, why? Again with that line, v'soda din shall ben saramar amar misa.
Being is saramar, which is said by misa the tali chiyuva. That's what it's chiyuv is talian. Uvizelo mitzinu shenemer be'ishtana din. And that's why you can never say Yishtana Dinim by Malchus, the Mai de Bakab Mine, then Ben Sarar.
Which means what?
The left. He lost his that he lost his he grew here.
Right. And therefore what? B'mai de Pakamine dim Ben Saramar.
He lost his din Ben Saramar.
Good, okay. V'shabir minan.
The Basar Chedlin, we go after the Chait. The Chait was becoming a Ben Saramar. Bim Hekif Zakan, Achach, Gamkin Arei L'Chiv Malchus. Of course he doesn't lose his Chiv Malchus. Umiyushvim. Okay, so now he's not done yet. Okay, but what's the move he's making now? It's a nice move, but it still needs more. Okay, but what's his move? What's the move he's making? Do you want me? I'll just tell you the factual line you have to focus on. He says, when it comes to he agrees both Malchus and Misa are related to the Shem ben Sarmar. He has to say that. He's got no choice. Okay, but there is still a difference between Misa and Malchus. What's the difference? Misa, he says, all the pratim that relate to Misa, meaning his age and whether he's a father or ben, all those things are all part of the Yisod din ben Saramara. Okay? Whereas when it comes to Malchus, he says, Halonemar, in other words, when V'yisro so, which is the Malchus, Halonemar al zeh ha ben Saramara, shehu ben Sorar UMoreh lechiyuv Misa. That's the key line. So what's the difference? How are they different? What? What, the last part?
Yeah.
He's saying that when the Torah says v'yisru oso, meaning you're going to bring him from Malchus, what does it mean? That's being said on the Ben Soar UMoreh, who is a Ben Soar UMoreh for the obligation of death. What does that mean? It's funny, I don't know if you realize it. You said this yesterday, but it was the wrong time to say it. So I didn't tell you yesterday. But you actually said that kind of this idea, but not in the right spot. In other words, right, it sounds like this is a prereq shame. Which means what? No, you can't even Ben Saramar Malchus though. You can't.
That's exactly what it is. That's
no. That's what he said. He says, Al Shem Ben Saramar Lemisa. I mean, study this right here. New Avi. What does this mean?
Lemisa.
You're almost there.
Right.
What does it mean?
No, you get Malchus because you became a Ben Saramara who's now Chayiv Misa. And the Malchus comes from getting the Shem ben Sarmara, which will eventually lead to Misa.
Right. So again, let me rephrase the question. So when I wrote this up, no. Just listen. Remember, it's like this. In other words, he's saying, what is he really saying? He's saying that. I'll give you the answer. I'm saying to want to tell you, just to focus what you're trying to answer. You have to think about the question the right way. He's trying to say they both relate to the Shem ben Sarmara, but they have to relate to the Ben Sarmara, the Shem ben Sarmara, in a different way. In other words, they're both now tied to this idea of shame, but in the way they relate to it, it's different. This is Yisoda Din, and this is shame. The shame of the Ben Saramar is Al Shem Ben Saramar Lemisa. What does that mean? Yes. You understand what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
There seems to be you're called a Ben Saramar for entering yourself in a situation where Ben Saramar equals Misa. Meaning the Malchus is a punishment for acquiring the Shem ben Saramara.
Okay, good.
Which will eventually lead to Misa.
Okay,
you only get Misa if you are a ben Saramara.
Okay, good. So 1 second. So that shame, right? In other words, all right. So okay, let's work backwards to what you're saying. Take the Misa side, okay? So what you're saying by Misa is that and he's sticking to that idea. He is the ben Saramara, right? But what you would say is that all the qualities and factors necessary are there and now have been expressed,
right?
And thus he gets Misa, right? So therefore, what's the Malchus doing then?
It's a punishment for gaining those qualities.
Right, but in what? Come on.
In Shem ben Saramar.
Right, but what's the status of that? My favorite words. What's that status?
Hechsher. It's Hechsher or Machriya. Those are your top two. That's it. I don't know.
Well, it's English. It's in.
It's a substratum.
No. No, it's this. No. I'll tell you exactly how I wrote it. I wrote it like this. I wrote it that what do you call it? That where did I write it here? Oh, yeah. In other words, by Misa, right? By Misa is the culmination of all these qualities coming together, and now boom, he gets Misa, right? But what is Malchus doing? Malchus, when he says, is he a Ben Saramor who's Chayiv Misa when he gets Malchus? No. Right? He's not. So therefore, but what is he then insofar as Hashem ben Sar Umoreh is concerned? Misa. No, the Misa.
Could get Misa.
What?
Someone who could get Misa.
So therefore, it's in potential.
Right.
You understand?
Is it Ben Sar Umoreh against me?
Entering in the arena and moving you further along.
Exactly right. In other words, Malchus is something amazing. Malchus is you have to have the Shem ben Sar Umoreh to get Malchus. But what does Malchus do at that point? Malchus now creates this potential ben Sar Umoreh Lemisa. Right? You can never be that without that. Now this Shem. What?
Right, Lemisa.
Lemisa. Right, Lemisa. That's what he says. That's what he says.
Punishment for all Shem ben Sar Umoreh.
I agree. No, I agree.
It stems from that.
Yeah, no, I agree. In other words, the reason why he's punished is because of what this will be.
Right.
Right? It's almost like a.
But it's not fair. Like, so don't punish me. You won't be it.
I know it's a but no. Why does that fit into the overall issue of ben Sar Umoreh?
It's about that.
This whole thing's about prevention.
Exactly. It's always about what will happen. In other words, so since it fits into the very theme of ben Sar Umoreh.
What will happen? Will happen.
You're right. He didn't do anything yet, but since we're concerned with what he's gonna do, that's why he can be punished for that.
Misa, right? But so Misa's not a. Well,
by Malchus, he's going to say, since Malchus is only creating the potential of ben Sar Umoreh Lemisa, and that's what he's punished for, so you don't require extensive bedika. But here, since this is the actual Yisod Din, meaning this is the Shem ben Sar Umoreh, it's the culmination of this entire process, right? That requires a more serious bedika. Okay, because in essence, this is like the essential Shem, so to speak. Okay, but what he's doing that's very nice is that rather than looking at this as two distinct steps, he's showing how it's really a process.
Right.
One leads to the other. Okay, but it's not quite there yet. This is his second move. Okay.
Now, this answers our problem of Iker Haftina of the if the din changes, so does the punishment. Dehu davar hanamar balacha shichal din pater achkach lafkia menu chiyuva.
All right, so that's a general idea.
Yeah.
So now he's going to take the concept of ishtani and pull it out of ben Sar Umoreh. He's going to say it's a general concept. Okay, it's a general idea in halacha that
pater's chal on someone who's originally chayav.
Right. In other words, you can have such a situation where if there's a change in your status, right, it'll be mafkia the chiyuv, the punishment.
Where else would it happen?
I don't know. Who cares? Go on. Hare lo matzinu.
But you only have that by misa, below b'shar chiyuv. It never appears in any other chiyuv.
Right. So okay. All right. So the notion of a person's status changing and therefore he getting off the hook only applies by misa. Okay. Why is he going in this direction? I don't know yet.
But he has to separate misa from malchus.
Okay, let me rephrase it. This is getting to why he's not satisfied with this enough. He wants more. Okay, so what's he saying? He's saying that again, when it comes to Malchus, there is no idea of Ishtana Dina, right? When it comes to meaning that if I did something, right, and my status changes for whatever reason why, I'm still get the onesh. But by Misa, right? Now again, before the Gemar Din, by Misa, okay, if my status changes. Right? And that's such a crazy idea. Why? Because we don't want to kill people. We're always looking for ways to get out of killing people. Okay? All right.
There's not the reason why.
I'm not saying it's the reason why. I'm just saying.
I'm saying it's not even. It's not as far. This is just saying it's not like that.
Just let him speak.
I've read it through.
Vayim b'Sanhedrin.
Vayim b'Sanhedrin daf ayin aleph the parach shama gemara al hachtin d'shtani dina shtani kala. Misafed misnisin ask. What happens if he runs after his din is finished? And says chayiv.
Right, meaning what? Right. Why is it different? Why is that case different?
Right, why is it different?
No, why? Right, why is this case different? Factually.
Because the din is already finished.
Right. Okay. So now.
Why is that different?
Right. Oh, yeah. Right. But just factually. So what happens? So the guy gets a gemar din. He's chayiv misa, and now his status changes. Right. But the fact that his status changes after he's already chayiv misa, you come in intuitively, you can get a sense of why that makes sense. In other words, well, he may not be the ben Sar Umoreh anymore, but since it's the gemar din, he's now defined as what?
Dead man.
A dead man. Okay, dead man walking. By the way, as Zaiter. All right. So what does he say? So he says, "Vayim b'Sanhedrin daf ayin aleph to parach sham." Okay, find it up. V'mishari gemara nigmar dino kamris nigmar dino gavra katilahu. What does that mean? Right, he's a dead man. Okay, so when he's defined as when he gets a gemar din, okay, when the judgment comes down, and he says, "You are now Chai Misa."
Dead man.
He's a dead man. He's the walking dead. Okay.
Rambam Sham the Hilchos Test, Halachos Test, Zal, Zecher the Halachos.
Zelashono.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Shekomi Shenigmardino.
Shadei Mardino, Harehu Kahari, he's already dead, Ben Ladam.
Ben Lodam. Right.
Ad Kan Lashono. Hare D'i Lav Hach Time, without the reason to know, Gav Katila, that he's already dead. Gameg.
Now, okay, yeah. This is the hardest step of them all. Okay. This is not easy to understand. All right. It took me a little while to figure out what the heck he was talking about. Like slowly. Okay.
Without this reason that he's considered like a dead man, also if he got older after the Mardin, he would have been putter with this.
What does that mean? So Gam behekiv zaken acher shenigmardino hayam mifter bezeh. What do you mean hayam mifter bezeh?
Would have been putter.
What? Why would he have been pater? Why should he have been pater? If Ishtane Dino really meant what? What's he saying?
Because being as he's not a Ben Sarmar, how in the world can you kill him? I mean, because he didn't give us far for why you should kill him, even if being as we didn't give us far why you don't kill him before Gemardin.
Okay.
It's very hard to not come up with this far why you should kill him after Gemardin.
Okay.
And so that's why you need his far for. He didn't give us far for why you kill him, even if he's not a Ben Sarmar. I mean, why you don't kill him if he's not a Ben Sarmar before dead.
Okay.
But it's the same reason. It's because, I can do it in reverse. The reason why you kill him here, even after Mardin, even if he did become older, is why he would be Potter, is because you might think that being as the idea of killing a Ben Sarmara is because you have to stop his progress.
Right.
So once he lost that progress on his own, there's no din to kill him anymore. He's not a Ben Sarmara. Only somebody to find a lovely Ben Sarmara is someone whose potential is Tamisa, to kill somebody.
Okay.
If he's not a Ben Sarmara, there's no potential to kill somebody, therefore you can't kill him.
Okay.
Tamisa is not a punishment, it's a culmination.
Okay.
But after Gmardin,
Gav.
the Kfar Nigmar Chiyuva Gmardin, very Haftina the Gmardin, also Solagavar Katila makes him killed, Velo Shayach Rak Misa. That only applies to Misa, because you can't say he's a lashed man.
Right.
So Malchus Lo Chayal Boishim Din Malidation Nigmardino Malchus. Be'imkain Hare Im Nema Gam La Malchus, Haftina the Shtani Din Shtani Chal. If you try to say by Malchus that the din switches if he becomes
A key point now. Harit Sarach Lios.
You would also be after Mardin because there is no din of being a lash man.
Right.
Okay,
And therefore, they're right. So Harit Sarach Liot Potter Gamishtane Dino Achar Gmardin.
And the Ram should have mentioned them. Okay?
Exactly. We can have a little Ram min kabehedja hachtina dishane dino le'malkus. Right. Right.
El Vade Malchus lays the klal hachtin yishtani dino. You can never change once you're chayiv. Do the pater amarak b'chiv misa levad. You can only be pater misa. Umela the behegav zak and akagav harei b'chiv Malchus. Of course, you're still chayiv Malchus because you're being punished for the fact you entered into the arena, not you are in the arena. Me yourself native dever rama. Right.
So what's he saying? To just understand methodologically, what's his move? So he's not satisfied with just saying this, because what he's done at this point, if you just stop at where we said before, he's created like this unique sphere of Ben Sarah that exists like in its own halakhic world. But he doesn't want to leave it that way.
Absolutely.
Because you see that there's a phenomenon where the Malchus, he's getting Malchus because of the fact he created a Ben Sarah Lemisa, right? And then the Misa comes about because it's all the qualities and all the factors come together, and now he's a Shem Ben Sarah. Okay? But the question is like this, but he's not satisfied completely, because he says, let's look at this idea of Ishtani. Okay, what happens by Ishtani? After the Gemardin, in general, by Misas. So what's he now done? He's taken us out of Ben Sarmora and taken us to where?
Misa.
General Misa. Right? Or see, you understand why he's trying to do this? Beforehand, he wanted to show how Malchus really was a general Malchus, and Misa was unique to Ben Sarmora. Now what's he doing? In a sense, he's flipping that. He's trying to say that Malchus is unique to Ben Sarmora, but Misa really it's Skila, but the Misa really has certain qualities that are just like every other type of Misa. One of them being, if the Gemar din takes place and is Shtane Dina, what happens? He's still Chayiv Misa. Right? Okay, so that's the first step he makes. Now, Avi, what's the next step?
Next step is that there's the fact that
what is it when you get a Gemar din? What's the difference between the Gemar din of what's the difference based on what he just said? This is the next step he makes. What's the difference between a Gemar din of Malchus and a Gemar din of Misa?
one changes you and the other one doesn't.
Right, Gemara Din Malchus, what does it do to you? If you have a Gemara Din Malchus, what happens to you?
I would be left.
Right, okay, but what happens to you as a Gavra? Nothing, right? But when you get Misa, what happens to you?
Dead.
You're defined now as
Right.
a dead man, okay? There's a change in who you are as a Gavra, okay? So that's how he's trying to drive that wedge between Malchus and Misa even wider. He's trying to say that when it comes to Malchus, so by Malchus, the change never registers in the Gavra. It's true it's related to the Chaim ben Sarah UMoreh, but there's no change in the Gavra that emerges. Whereas by Misa, what happens? It changes the actual Gavra, okay? What's the next step?
The next step is that and you see this expressed la'alacha, because if it was true that Malchus became a last man,
Right.
and therefore after Gemar Din you also could change this.
Correct. Very good. Right. But you see that's not the case.
Right.
Okay. So that's how. So he's by creating a greater differentiation between Malchus and Misa. Now it can make sense why by one you have a lesser predica than the other. You understand? In other words, beforehand he showed you there's a difference between Malchus and Misa. One is Al Shem ben Sarah UMoreh Misa, and the other one's the actual right now. But he's not satisfied with that. He wants to show you that there's a greater differentiation, and the differentiation emerges naturally from the ownership of Misa itself. You understand? That's his final move. Okay? Is that clear?
So,
What don't you understand? Yeah, in other words, he's saying this. He's saying that